Have you ever wondered why certain ancient texts were left out of the Bible? What if I told you there exists a book shrouded in mystery that offers an entirely different perspective on the origins of humanity, divine beings, and the cosmos? Welcome to the enigmatic world of the Book of Enoch, a text so controversial and intriguing that it has been both revered and rejected throughout history. The Book of Enoch is one of the most fascinating yet overlooked pieces of literature from the ancient world. It's a collection of 5 separate books, each offering unique insights into everything from celestial hierarchies to apocalyptic visions. These chapters weave together stories of fallen angels, cosmic journeys, and divine prophecies, creating a narrative that is as captivating as it is complex. But why is it so mysterious? What makes it so compelling that, despite being excluded from the canonical Bible, it continues to captivate scholars, theologians, and truth-seekers alike? Throughout history, the Book of Enoch has been both celebrated and shunned. Its vivid depictions of heavenly realms, its portrayal of angelic beings interacting with humans, and its detailed prophecies of future events have led some to regard it as divinely inspired. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the 5 chapters of the Book of Enoch. Each chapter serves as a portal into a different aspect of ancient thought. We'll explore the rise and fall of divine beings known as the Watchers, those who descended from the heavens and altered the course of human history. We'll uncover prophetic parables that predate even the most apocalyptic texts found in the Bible, offering a glimpse into a future shaped by divine judgment. We'll delve into Enoch's celestial journeys, where he encounters the workings of the universe, revealing secrets that have puzzled scholars for centuries. But that's not all. Along the way, we'll discover how this ancient text has influenced everything from Jewish mysticism to modern-day apocalyptic fiction. Whether you're a seasoned scholar or someone curious about the hidden aspects of religious history, this video promises to shed light on one of the most enigmatic books ever written. Chapter 1. The Watchers and the Nephilim. The story of the Watchers and the Nephilim is perhaps the most well-known and controversial part of the Book of Enoch. This chapter serves as the cornerstone of Enoch's writings, introducing us to the celestial beings who defied divine law and descended to earth, forever altering the course of human history. The Watchers, as they are called, were a group of angels tasked with watching over humanity. Their role was to observe and protect, but not to interfere. However, these celestial beings became enamored with the beauty of human women and, in an act of defiance, chose to abandon their heavenly posts. They descended to earth, taking human wives and fathering a race of giants known as the Nephilim. These beings were not only physically imposing, but also possessed great power, which they used to dominate and corrupt the earth. But who were these Watchers, and why did they fall? The Book of Enoch tells us that these angels were led by a figure named Semyaza, who convinced the others to join him in his rebellion. This act of rebellion was not just a transgression against divine law, but a complete upheaval of the natural order. The union of angels and humans was forbidden, and the offspring of such unions, the Nephilim, were considered abominations in the eyes of God. As the Nephilim spread across the earth, they brought with them chaos and destruction. They taught humanity forbidden knowledge, such as the arts of warfare, sorcery, and the crafting of weapons. This knowledge led to widespread corruption and violence, further distancing humanity from the divine. The earth became so corrupted that it drew the attention of God, who, in response, decided to cleanse the world through the Great Flood, a story that echoes in the biblical account of Noah. The Nephilim, these hybrid beings born of angels and humans, were not merely giants in size, but also in influence. They became tyrants, ruling over humans with an iron fist, their immense strength and knowledge making them nearly invincible. Their reign of terror spread across the globe, and soon no corner of the earth was untouched by their malevolence. But the story of the Watchers doesn't end with their descent. Enoch, chosen by God to bear witness to these events, was taken on a journey through the heavens, where he was shown the fate of the fallen angels. The Watchers were bound and imprisoned in the depths of the earth, where they would remain until the day of judgment. The concept of angels rebelling against God and the existence of a race of giants born from these unions can be found in various forms in other religious and mythological traditions. For instance, the story of the fallen angels parallels the biblical account of the sons of God taking daughters of men in Genesis 6. It presents a worldview where boundaries between the divine and the human are strictly enforced, and any attempt to cross those boundaries results in catastrophic consequences. The Book of Enoch doesn't just leave us with a story of rebellion and punishment. It also provides a glimpse into the process of divine justice. Enoch's journey to the heavens and his conversations with the archangels offer insight into how God's judgment is carried out. The Watchers are not simply cast out and forgotten. They are given a chance to plead for mercy through Enoch, who acts as an intermediary. But their pleas are rejected, underscoring the gravity of their sins and the inevitability of divine retribution. This chapter lays the foundation for much of what follows in the Book of Enoch. It sets the stage for the themes of judgment, redemption, and the interplay between the divine and the earthly realms that are explored in the subsequent chapters. It also raises important questions about the nature of sin, the consequences of defiance, and the role of divine justice in the world. The story of the Watchers serves as a prelude to the grander visions that Enoch will later reveal, where the fate of all humanity hangs in the balance. The parables of Enoch, also known as the similitudes. These parables form a significant portion of the text, providing profound insights into the nature of divine judgment, the fate of the righteous and the wicked, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. The parables of Enoch are divided into 3 distinct sections, each revealing a different aspect of Enoch's vision of the end times. These parables are not just simple stories or moral lessons. They are complex prophetic visions that have been interpreted in various ways throughout history. Chapter 2. In these parables, Enoch is shown the future of the world, the coming of the Messiah, and the final judgment that will separate the righteous from the wicked. The first parable introduces us to the concept of divine judgment. Enoch is taken on a journey through the heavens, where he witnesses the dwellings of the righteous and the punishment awaiting the wicked. He sees the celestial courts where the fate of souls is determined, and he hears the voices of angels praising the just and condemning the unjust. This parable emphasizes the inevitability of divine judgment and the importance of living a righteous life. It serves as a reminder that no sin goes unnoticed and that justice will ultimately prevail. One of the most striking elements of this first parable is its vivid description of the punishment of the wicked. Enoch is shown the places of torment where sinners are held, suffering for their transgressions. These descriptions are graphic and intense, designed to instill fear in those who hear them. The imagery used here would later influence the development of concepts such as hell in Christian theology, highlighting the Book of Enoch's significant impact on religious thought. The second parable shifts focus to the coming of the Messiah, a figure who will play a central role in the final judgment. This parable is particularly fascinating because it introduces the idea of a messianic figure who will act as a mediator between God and humanity, a concept that would later become central to Christian theology. Enoch is shown a vision of this Messiah, often referred to as the Son of Man, who will bring justice to the world, destroy the wicked, and establish an everlasting kingdom of peace and righteousness. In this parable, the Son of Man is portrayed as a powerful divine figure who will come in glory, surrounded by angels. He is depicted as a judge who will separate the righteous from the wicked, rewarding the former with eternal life and condemning the latter to eternal punishment. The imagery here is grand and awe-inspiring, reinforcing the idea that the Messiah's coming will be a pivotal event. This vision of the Messiah would later influence the Christian understanding of Jesus Christ as the Son of Man, further demonstrating the Book of Enoch's impact on religious tradition. The third parable delves into the final judgment and the establishment of a new world order. In this vision, Enoch sees the end of the current world and the creation of a new one, where righteousness reigns supreme. The forces of evil are defeated, and the righteous are granted eternal life in a paradise free from sin and suffering. These parables not only warn of the consequences of wickedness, but also inspire those who strive to live a righteous life. The parables of Enoch have had a lasting influence on religious thought, particularly in the development of eschatology, the study of the end times. The imagery and themes found in these parables can be seen in various religious texts, including the New Testament, where the concept of the Son of Man and the final judgment are central themes. The Book of Enoch's portrayal of the Messiah as a divine judge who will bring justice to the world would later be echoed in Christian teachings. As we move forward to explore the next chapters of the Book of Enoch, we will see how these parables continue to influence the narrative, providing a framework for understanding the cosmic struggle between good and evil. The parables of Enoch set the stage for the final chapters of the book, where Enoch's visions reach their climax in the revelations of the astronomical book and the dream visions. But before we delve into these later chapters, let's take a moment to appreciate the depth and complexity of the parables of Enoch. They challenge us to consider the nature of divine justice, the role of the Messiah, and the ultimate fate of humanity. In these ancient visions, we find a reflection of our own hopes and fears, our struggles and triumphs, and the eternal quest for meaning in a world fraught with uncertainty. The parables of Enoch remind us that, in the end, it is not the power of the wicked that will prevail, but the enduring strength of righteousness and faith. This message of hope and redemption continues to inspire and guide those who seek to live a life in harmony with the divine will. As we turn the page to the next chapter, we carry with us the lessons of the parables of Enoch, a timeless reminder that, in the grand scheme of things, good will ultimately triumph over evil. Chapter 3. The Astronomical Book. This section is perhaps the most scientific and cosmological part of the Book of Enoch, offering insights into how the ancient world viewed the cosmos. Enoch's journey through the heavens is not merely a spiritual experience, but also a detailed exploration of the mechanics of the universe. He is shown the paths of the sun, moon, and stars, the changing of the seasons, and the very structure of time itself. These revelations provide a fascinating glimpse into the astronomical knowledge of the time and offer a unique perspective on how the ancient world understood the universe. The astronomical book is divided into several parts, each focusing on a different aspect of the cosmos. The first part deals with the movement of the sun and the moon, describing their paths across the sky, the changing of the seasons, and the calculation of the solar and lunar years. Enoch is shown how the sun and moon follow specific courses, governed by divine laws, ensuring the regularity of day and night and the cycle of the seasons. This section also introduces the concept of intercalary days, extra days added to the calendar to align the solar year with the lunar year. This practice was crucial for maintaining the accuracy of the ancient calendar, ensuring that religious festivals and agricultural activities occurred at the proper times. Enoch's description of the solar and lunar cycles is remarkably detailed, reflecting a sophisticated understanding of astronomy for its time. He explains how the length of days and nights changes throughout the year, how the phases of the moon correspond to the solar calendar, and how the solstices and equinoxes mark the turning points of the year. This knowledge was essential for the ancient world, where the timing of agricultural activities, religious festivals, and other societal functions depended on an accurate understanding of the calendar. The second part of the astronomical book explores the stars and constellations, offering a map of the heavens as Enoch sees it during his journey. He is shown the constellations that govern the night sky, the fixed stars that remain constant, and the wandering stars, or planets that move across the heavens. This section reveals how the ancient world perceived the stars as not just distant points of light, but as powerful entities with influence over the earth. The constellations were often associated with myths and legends, each with its own significance and role in the cosmic order. Enoch's journey also takes him to the ends of the earth, where he witnesses the gates through which the winds, rain, and snow are released. These gates are described as the sources of the weather patterns that affect the earth, controlled by angels, who ensure that the natural order is maintained. This part of the text reflects the ancient belief that the elements of nature were under divine control, with specific angels, or spirits, responsible for the winds, rain, and other forces of nature. The imagery here is both vivid and symbolic, portraying the earth as a living entity, governed by a complex system of divine beings and forces. The astronomical book also touches on the concept of the four quarters of the earth, each governed by different winds and associated with different seasons. Enoch is shown how these winds interact with the earth's geography, bringing rain, snow, and other weather phenomena to different regions. This understanding of the world's geography and climate patterns reflects the ancient attempt to explain natural phenomena through a combination of observation and divine intervention. What makes the astronomical book particularly fascinating is its attempt to reconcile the spiritual and physical worlds. Enoch's journey through the cosmos is not just a tour of the heavens, but a revelation of how the divine order is reflected in the natural world. The movements of the sun, moon, and stars are not random, but are governed by divine laws, reflecting the order and harmony of the universe. This idea of a cosmic order, where the physical and spiritual worlds are intertwined, is a central theme in many ancient religious traditions, and it is beautifully illustrated in the astronomical book. The influence of the astronomical book can be seen in various religious and philosophical traditions, particularly in the development of early Jewish and Christian cosmology. The idea of a divinely ordered universe, where the movements of the heavenly bodies are governed by specific laws, would later influence the development of Western astronomy and natural philosophy. The concept of intercalary days, the understanding of the solar and lunar cycles, and the mapping of the stars are all elements that would be further explored and refined in later scientific traditions. Moreover, the astronomical book reflects a worldview that sees the universe as a living, interconnected system, where every element has its place and purpose. This holistic view of the cosmos, where the physical and spiritual realms are deeply interconnected, offers a profound perspective on the nature of reality. It suggests that understanding the universe requires not just scientific observation, but also spiritual insight, a view that would resonate with many religious and philosophical traditions throughout history. As we reflect on the astronomical book, it becomes clear that this section of the Book of Enoch offers more than just an ancient understanding of astronomy. It provides a window into a worldview where the universe is seen as a reflection of divine order, where every star, planet, and celestial body has its role in the grand design. This vision of the cosmos, where the physical and spiritual worlds are in harmony, offers a profound message for humanity, a reminder that we are a part of a larger, interconnected system governed by divine laws. As we move forward to explore the next chapters of the Book of Enoch, we will see how this vision of the cosmos continues to influence Enoch's revelations. The astronomical book sets the stage for the final sections of the text, where Enoch's visions become even more profound, exploring the mysteries of time, space, and the ultimate fate of the world. In understanding the universe as presented in the astronomical book, we are also invited to reflect on our place within this grand cosmic order. The ancient knowledge embedded within this text challenges us to look beyond the material world and consider the deeper spiritual significance of the cosmos. It reminds us that the search for understanding the universe is not just about mapping the stars or predicting the seasons, but about uncovering the divine purpose that underlies all of creation. The dream visions. The dream visions are divided into two main parts, the animal apocalypse and the apocalypse of weeks. Each of these visions offers a symbolic retelling of the history of the world, using vivid imagery and allegorical representations to convey deep spiritual truths. The animal apocalypse is the first of these two visions, and it presents the history of humanity through the metaphor of animals. In this vision, Enoch sees all of human history played out before him, with different groups of people represented by different animals. The righteous are depicted as sheep, while the wicked are shown as wild beasts, birds of prey, and they're the animals. This allegory serves to illustrate the ongoing struggle between good and evil throughout history, as well as the ultimate triumph of the righteous. The vision begins with the creation of Adam, who is represented as a white bull. From him comes a line of bulls, representing the patriarchs, until the emergence of the sheep, who symbolize the children of Israel. The vision then recounts the story of the Israelites, their exodus from Egypt, their time in the wilderness, and their eventual settlement in the Promised Land. Throughout this narrative, the Israelites are portrayed as sheep surrounded by predatory animals, symbolizing the various nations and peoples who opposed and oppressed them. As the vision progresses, Enoch sees the rise and fall of various empires and kingdoms, all depicted as different animals. The Babylonians, for example, Chapter 4, are represented as lions, while the Egyptians appear as wolves. The vision also includes the destruction of Jerusalem and the Babylonian exile, events that are portrayed with striking imagery and symbolic detail. One of the most intriguing aspects of the animal apocalypse is its prophetic element. The vision doesn't just recount past events, it also looks forward to future ones, including the coming of a messianic figure who will judge the wicked and bring peace to the world. This figure, often interpreted as the Messiah, is depicted as a white bull who leads the other bulls and sheep to victory over their enemies. This messianic prophecy is one of the key elements that connect the Book of Enoch with later Jewish and Christian eschatological thought. The second part of the dream visions, the apocalypse of weeks, offers a different kind of prophetic vision. In this vision, the history of the world is divided into 10 weeks, each representing a different era in the divine plan. The first week begins with the creation of the world, and each subsequent week marks significant events in the history of humanity, such as the giving of the law, the construction of the temple, and the exile of the Israelites. As the vision unfolds, Enoch is shown the events that will take place in each of these weeks, leading up to the final judgment in the 10th week. The apocalypse of weeks emphasizes the cyclical nature of history, with periods of righteousness followed by times of apostasy and corruption. This cyclical pattern reflects the ongoing struggle between good and evil, a theme that runs throughout the Book of Enoch. One of the most striking features of the apocalypse of weeks is its emphasis on the role of the righteous in bringing about the final redemption. According to this vision, the faithful will be rewarded for their perseverance, and their righteousness will ultimately lead to the establishment of a new world, free from sin and suffering. This vision offers a message of hope and encouragement to those who remain steadfast in their faith, even in the face of persecution and adversity. The dream visions as a whole present a unique perspective on history and the future, one that is deeply rooted in the spiritual and moral concerns of the ancient world. Through the use of vivid imagery and symbolic representation, these visions convey profound truths about the nature of good and evil, the importance of righteousness, and the ultimate triumph of the divine order. The influence of the dream visions can be seen in later apocalyptic literature, particularly in the development of Jewish and Christian eschatology. The imagery and themes found in these visions would later be echoed in texts such as the Book of Daniel and the Revelation to John, where the struggle between good and evil is portrayed as a cosmic battle that will culminate in the final judgment and the establishment of God's kingdom. Moreover, the dream visions offer a powerful critique of worldly power and corruption. By depicting the rise and fall of empires and kingdoms through the metaphor of animals, the visions emphasize the transitory nature of human power and the ultimate futility of opposing the divine will. This message would have resonated strongly with the original audience of the Book of Enoch, who lived in a time of great political upheaval and uncertainty. As we reflect on the dream visions, it becomes clear that they are not just historical or prophetic narratives. They are also deeply moral and spiritual teachings. The visions challenge us to consider the nature of justice, the consequences of sin, and the importance of remaining faithful to the divine order. They remind us that, despite the apparent triumph of evil in the world, righteousness will ultimately prevail, and those who remain steadfast in their faith will be rewarded. The dream visions also encourage us to look beyond the immediate circumstances of our lives and to see the bigger picture, the unfolding of the divine plan throughout history. They invite us to trust in the wisdom and justice of God, even when the world seems to be in chaos, and to take comfort in the knowledge that the final victory belongs to the righteous. The prophetic nature of the dream visions also underscores the importance of remaining vigilant and steadfast in one's faith. The vision suggests that history is not just a series of random events, but is guided by a divine plan that is slowly unfolding according to God's will. This perspective offers a sense of purpose and direction, encouraging believers to persevere in their faith, knowing that their efforts will ultimately contribute to the realization of God's kingdom. Chapter 5. The Epistle of Enoch. The final section of the Book of Enoch, known as the Epistle of Enoch, brings the text to a powerful conclusion. This chapter is essentially a letter from Enoch to his descendants, offering them guidance, warnings, and insights into the divine plan for humanity. It is a fitting conclusion to the book, summarizing its key themes and providing a final message of hope and encouragement. The Epistle of Enoch is divided into several smaller sections, each addressing different aspects of Enoch's revelations. The first part of the epistle focuses on the rewards of the righteous and the punishment of the wicked. Enoch emphasizes that those who remain faithful to God's commandments will be rewarded with eternal life, while those who turn away from God will face judgment and destruction. This message is consistent with the themes of divine justice and retribution that run throughout the Book of Enoch. Enoch also offers a stern warning to those who are tempted to follow the ways of the wicked. He urges his descendants to avoid the sins of the watchers, who fell from grace by pursuing forbidden knowledge and indulging in earthly desires. Enoch's warning serves as a reminder that the pursuit of worldly power and pleasure can lead to spiritual ruin. This is a recurring theme in the Book of Enoch, where the consequences of sin and the importance of righteousness are continually emphasized. In addition to these warnings, the Epistle of Enoch provides comfort and encouragement to the righteous. Enoch assures his descendants that their faithfulness will not go unrewarded and that God's justice will prevail in the end. He describes the glorious future that awaits the righteous, a future where they will dwell in peace and prosperity in the presence of God. This vision of the future is one of hope and reassurance, reminding the faithful that their struggles and sacrifices will ultimately be rewarded. One of the most profound aspects of the Epistle of Enoch is its emphasis on the importance of wisdom and understanding. Enoch urges his descendants to seek knowledge and to live in accordance with God's laws. He emphasizes that true wisdom comes from God and that it is the key to living a righteous life. This emphasis on wisdom is a common theme in ancient religious texts, where the pursuit of knowledge and understanding is seen as a path to spiritual enlightenment. The epistle also addresses the concept of the final judgment, where all souls will be judged according to their deeds. Enoch describes this judgment as a time of great tribulation, where the wicked will be cast into darkness and the righteous will be lifted up to eternal life. This portrayal of the final judgment is consistent with the apocalyptic themes found throughout the Book of Enoch, where the battle between good and evil culminates in the ultimate triumph of the divine order. In addition to the final judgment, the Epistle of Enoch also contains a series of blessings and curses. Enoch blesses the righteous, calling upon God to grant them peace, prosperity, and protection. He also curses the wicked, calling upon God to punish them for their sins and to prevent them from leading others astray. These blessings and curses reflect the dual nature of divine justice, where the righteous are rewarded and the wicked are punished. The epistle concludes with a final exhortation to remain faithful to God and to follow His commandments. Enoch reminds his descendants that they are a part of a divine plan and that their actions have consequences not only for themselves, but for future generations. He urges them to live in accordance with God's laws and to seek His guidance in all things. This final message of the epistle is one of faith, hope, and perseverance, encouraging the righteous to continue on their path, even in the face of adversity. As we reflect on the Epistle of Enoch, it becomes clear that this final chapter serves as both a summary and a culmination of the themes explored throughout the Book of Enoch. The epistle emphasizes the importance of righteousness, the certainty of divine judgment, and the hope of eternal life for the faithful. It also reinforces the idea that wisdom and understanding are essential for living a life that is pleasing to God. The Epistle of Enoch also offers a powerful reminder of the importance of spiritual vigilance. Enoch's warnings to his descendants about the dangers of sin and the consequences of turning away from God serve as a timeless lesson for all who seek to live a righteous life. The epistle encourages believers to remain steadfast in their faith, to avoid the temptations of the world, and to trust in God's ultimate plan for humanity. As we bring our journey through the Book of Enoch to a close, we are left with a profound sense of the importance of these ancient teachings. The Book of Enoch, and particularly the Epistle of Enoch, offers timeless wisdom and guidance for those who seek to live a life that is in harmony with the divine will. It reminds us that despite the challenges and temptations we may face, we are a part of a larger, divine plan that is unfolding according to God's will. In the end, the Epistle of Enoch leaves us with a message of hope and encouragement. It assures us that God's justice will prevail, that the righteous will be rewarded, and that the wicked will be held accountable for their actions. It encourages us to remain faithful, to seek wisdom, and to trust in God's plan for our lives and for the world. As we close the pages of the Book of Enoch, we carry with us the lessons and insights of this ancient text, allowing them to guide us as we continue on our spiritual journey. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe. Join us next time on Lorecraft Forge.